Okay guys, we are back. Welcome to Rearranging Rooms. It's your boy Jay, taking you through all the things that we've done over the last couple weeks. We're gonna take you through all the different floor options that we went through, one that we actually picked. We're gonna take you through the cabinets that have been ordered, and we have them over in the main living space. And we're gonna talk about some of the other design choices that are going on right now. So follow along, stay tuned, and let's get it popping. Okay, the first thing I want to go over in this room is the new luxury vinyl plank that we put down on these floors. Now, the thing about these floors that are different than a lot of floors that are used in other houses, with vinyl plank, it is a plastic, so you have the waterproof benefit. With a lot of laminate variations, they're not really waterproof, they're more water resistant. And it also depends on what company and where you buy it from. So this floor in particular, I got this for about $2 a square foot, which is a really great price for a luxury vinyl plank. I also think that if you're looking even in the laminate square footage wise, at $2, it's even a good number there. So the fact that I got plastic at that number is pretty great. The rest of the room in here, we got all of our walls painted, as you guys saw in the previous episode. We have our fan installed, which is great because now all we need to do is clean it up for the final and get the floors clean to make it look really good. Over the next couple days, we'll get our windowsills put in here. And once the windowsills are in, we start putting in furniture and you're really gonna start to see the room come to life. Okay, we are now inside the main bathroom. First thing we did, we refinished the tile walls. Why I love refinishing tile walls is because it's such a great cost savings. If I were to take this tile, demo all of it, put new tile up, I'd be talking about thousands of dollars. Instead, I spent $400, had the tile refinished, and look at it. It looked bright white, looks like new. Another thing, down here on the floor, we got a new shower pan tile. This shower pan tile is $3.99 a square foot, such a good price, because all we did was take the new tile and put it right on top of the old tile. So more savings when it comes to demo. Last thing, we have a new curb right here. This curb is going to be what was used to replace the old curb that was just grimy and nasty. So with a new glass door being set over the place, it's going to look really good. Last thing we did in the shower, because this is a Moen valve that was previously installed, we're gonna have a new trim plate go over the top of it. With that trim plate and the diverter, we're also gonna have a new shower head, and this whole shower enclosure for about $1,500 is gonna look brand new. Last thing we're gonna do, all new wallpaper on this wall with a new vanity and a new toilet. In total, you're looking at about $2,500 for this whole bathroom, and it's gonna look stunning. Just wait. Okay y'all, a question that I just got asked recently is, how do I know how much flooring do I need to buy for my house? So a really good rule of thumb is to take your square footage of your home and add 10% to that. Now, if you're using laminate versus vinyl plank, you're gonna have a little bit of a difference. Are you gonna go all vinyl plank inside your bathroom? That you can because it's plastic. But a lot of people will still choose to do tile in their bathroom or tile near their front door because they're high traffic areas for one, and because you have a lot of moisture around those areas for two. So if you're not going to do tile in those areas and you're just gonna do vinyl plank, take your square footage, add 10%. Because sometimes you're gonna have offcuts. Offcuts is where you start getting to the end of a row, or you get to the end like near a wall, you're gonna have to chop that piece down. So you always have to make sure you account for all those extra chops that are not gonna be included when you start to lay tile, or excuse me, when you start to lay the planks one by one, side by side. Another thing as well, if you're gonna go laminate, now you have to go with a tile in your bathroom. So when it comes to situations like that, you're gonna need to subtract the square footage of your bathroom from the overall amount that you're purchasing. So if you have a 1,200 square foot house, you have 100 square feet in bathrooms, now you need to buy 1,100 square feet worth of flooring plus 10%, which is gonna be another 100 square feet on top of that. So you're gonna be at 1,100 square feet if my math is correct. But if my math is incorrect, just know you need to deduct the square foot of your bathroom from your overall cost so you can get your total. Okay y'all, we are now inside the dining room. So I'm gonna show you some of the stuff that's changed over the last week. The biggest thing being the floor right here. If you guys remember, we talked about in previous videos how we wanna eliminate this very awkward angle that comes in off of the hallway and then terminates at the cabinets. So what we decided to do is just square it up. So now you have a nice clean line all the way across. And what that does is this is gonna allow for us to have a much bigger island on the kitchen side so we can have some additional seating, as well as a secondary row of cabinets on the back side of it. So So because this house right now doesn't have a dedicated pantry, by allowing to have more space to put dishes, to put food, you at least alleviate that one problem. Swing around here, let me show you guys a couple other changes. Over inside the living room space, we have our fans that are installed. We have the rest of our lights being placed up into the ceiling. If you guys remember, all that stuff was hanging before. We set our color temperature to, this is right now around 5,000 Kelvin. More than likely, we might end up changing it closer to 3,000, but I think for right now, it works, especially because you're in a very bright, sunny space. Something that we're also gonna do is take these, which are our new cabinets. They just got delivered about an hour ago. These cabinets are gonna be placed on our kitchen side of the house, and once those cabinets are in place, we're gonna have the rest of the house starting to be fixed out with furniture, when it comes to rugs, all kinds of fittings. So make sure you guys stay tuned. You're gonna see another big change on the next episode. Okay guys, if you guys remember in last week's episode, we talked about the ceiling, and we're gonna cut to that right here so you guys can take a look. So one thing that we had changed is we had the ceiling completely repainted. Instead of going with a satin finish, this time we went with a flat. The difference being that that flat is now gonna help mitigate all of those slight imperfections that you would get when you have satin paint, right? Satin paint is great for walls, but when you see things at glancing and glaring angles, you really start to pick up on a lot of those imperfections that don't really look very nice. So a really big change, and something to always keep in consideration. When you're doing your ceilings, go flat. When you're doing your walls, go satin.